Okay, good morning. Let me see, I've got one individual that's here, but I don't believe that the audio is on, Crystal. Ma'am, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, can I have your name, please?
Yes, my name is Norma Jean Martinez.
Okay, Miss Martinez. We're gonna get started here in a minute. I'm just waiting to see if some other people are gonna join the Zoom before I get started. See anybody else joining, so we're gonna get started. Today's date is October 4th, 2023. The time is approximately 9:58 a.m. and we are on the record. My name is Tony Gonzalez. I'm the judge of the Robstown Municipal Court. We are conducting these proceedings via Zoom. They are also being broadcast live on the court's YouTube channel. Not only do we have individuals participating in the Zoom online meetings, but we do have one individual that is live here in the courtroom. I want to thank you folks for being here today. A lot more people were summoned to show up today and they did not show up, but you folks did, and I appreciate that. Today's proceedings consist of the arraignment docket and the pretrial docket. I'm sorry, the arraignment docket and the show cause docket. If you're here for an arraignment, that means that you're here for the first time to answer to your violation. If you're here for the show cause docket, that means you've already entered in a plea of guilty or no contest. You've been found guilty. You've been ordered to do some certain things and to pay a certain amount, and you haven't done it yet. You're here to answer to the court as to why you have not complied with the order. So before we get started, there's some things that I need to let y'all know. Every case that's heard in this court is a Class C misdemeanor. The fines normally do not exceed $500. You have the right to have a jury determine your guilt or innocence. You can waive your right to a trial by jury, and you can have a trial before the court, which is me. You have the right to have an attorney represent you. If you cannot afford a lawyer, one will not be appointed to you because there is no chance of jail time in these cases. But an attorney can help you understand the law, can help you understand procedure, and can help you make decisions regarding your case. If you choose to go forward without a lawyer, I have no choice but to hold you to the same standard as if you were an attorney. You also have the Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. You do not have to testify in your case against yourself. It's the state's burden to prove their case against you beyond a reasonable doubt. As you sit there today, you are innocent until proven guilty, okay? Some other things I need to let you know. There are consequences beyond this courtroom on certain cases. For instance, if you are cited for not having insurance and you are found guilty, you could be subject to surcharges from the state of Texas. That is a consequence beyond this courtroom that I have no control over. If you have a question whether your particular charge has consequences beyond this courtroom, I strongly suggest that you talk to a lawyer. If you are not a United States citizen, a plea of guilty or no contest and a finding of guilt could affect your status in the United States. If you're finding yourself in this situation, I strongly suggest you talk to a lawyer. Finally, if I order you to pay a fine and court costs and you are unable to do so, if you can't meet that obligation, there are alternative means to satisfying what you owe the court. There is an application that you can request. You fill it out. It gets filed with the court, and then we will have a hearing to determine whether you are indigent under the law. If I find that you are in fact indigent, there is a number of things I can do. I can place you on an extended payment plan. That means a payment plan that goes beyond 30 days. I can place you on communities. I can have you do community service instead of paying the fine or court cost. You will get credit for the hours that you do in community service, or you can do a combination of those things. The point being is that just because you are unable to meet the financial obligation, there are other ways to do that. Okay. So the way this is going to work, when I call your case, I'm going to ask you to raise your right hand, and then I'm going to swear you in. After I swear you in, I'm going to tell you what you're being charged with, and then I'm going to ask you, how do you plead? You're going to have three choices. You can plead guilty, not guilty, or no contest. A plea of guilty and a plea of no contest are basically the same thing, in that I will find you guilty, and then we will go to the sentencing portion of the case. The only difference is that when you plead no contest, what you're telling the court is that you're not admitting that you did it. You're not admitting that you didn't do it. What you're telling the court is that there is enough evidence before the court to substantiate a finding of guilt. You're just not contesting the matter. That's what no contest or nolo contendere, that's what that means. So if you plead guilty or no contest, we will go to the sentencing portion of the case. At the sentencing portion, there's a number of things I can do, from straight out issuing a conviction with a fine and court cost, to where I can place you on what's called deferred disposition. That's a type of probation, where if you do what I ask you to do and you pay what I ask you to pay in the amount of time that I ask you to do it in, the case gets dismissed. In certain situations, if I feel that you qualify for the driving safety course program, I will offer it. That's a program where that if you do the driving course program, don't get in trouble for 90 days, maintain valid insurance, pay the driving safety course program fee, the case gets dismissed. In certain situations, there's nothing I can do other than find you guilty and issue a conviction. So any questions before I get started? Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and call the first case. Court calls cause number 23090000220, State of Texas versus Norma Jean Martinez. Ms. Martinez, please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Martinez, you are charged with the offense of assault by contact family violence, alleged to have occurred on or about June 28th, 2023 in Robstown, Nueces County, Texas. Are you aware of that charge?
Yes.
And do you understand it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, before I go any further, I am required by law to read you the following admonishment. If you are convicted of a misdemeanor offense involving violence, where you are or were a spouse, intimate partner, parent, or guardian of the victim, are or were involved in another similar relationship with the victim, it may be unlawful for you to possess or purchase a firearm, including a handgun or long gun or ammunition pursuant to federal law under 18 U.S.C. Section 922 G9 or Section 46 E of the Texas Penal Code. If you have any questions whether these laws make it illegal for you to possess or purchase a firearm, you should consult an attorney. Okay. That being said, Ms. Martinez, as to the charge of assault family violence alleged to have occurred on June 28th, 2023 in Robstown, Nueces County, Texas, as to that charge, how do you plead?
Not guilty.
The court will accept your plea of not guilty. Ms. Martinez, if you have to have a trial on the matter, do you want to have a trial before a jury, or do you want to have a trial in front of the judge?
In front of the judge.
Okay, Ms. Martinez, so what's going to happen next is that you will get a notice in the mail of a pretrial, okay? At that pretrial, there's going to be a prosecutor present. The prosecutor in this court is Epi Isasi. He represents the state of Texas. You will have the opportunity to speak to him regarding your case. the prosecutor has the ability to do a number of things, from negotiating a plea bargain agreement to dismissing the case or recommending dismissal of the case if he feels that it's warranted. So at that time, you'll have an opportunity to speak to him. If you're unable to reach an agreement at that time, then your case will be set for trial and you will be given a notice of that trial date. Okay? Do you have any questions, Ms. Martinez?
How do you do it with that? Are you gonna let me know by mail or will you be contacting me?
We let you know by mail, and that's the next thing. That's the next thing I was gonna do, is verify your address.
Do you want me to tell you?
Yes, go ahead and verify your address, please.
208 East Avenue B, Robstown, Texas.
Okay, Ms. Martinez, so what I need you to do now is, before 5 o'clock today, or at the latest tomorrow, you need to come by the Robstown Municipal Court so you can sign off on your plea of not guilty. And that way we have that paperwork. It's like I tell everybody that appears by Zoom, if you don't show up to sign off on that paperwork, it's as if you didn't even appear here today. And a warrant, unfortunately, will go out for your arrest. So just make sure you come by and sign it and you'll be good to go, okay?
Okay.
All right. Any questions before I let you go, Ms. Martinez?
Yes, I didn't hear you.
Do you have any other questions?
No, sir. I was just gonna ask you, does it take time to go to trial court or does it,
It's a process, Ms. Martinez. Your pretrial will be here within the next month or so. And if you're able to get it resolved then it's over. And if not, then it'll be set for trial. So it is a process.
okay,
And let me, a lot of times in these types of cases, and I don't know how you're related to Mr. Garza, but if the victim doesn't want to go forward with the case, there is paperwork that can be signed here at the municipal court that'll let the prosecutor know that the individual doesn't want to go forward, and then the prosecutor more than likely will recommend dismissal. So that's just something so you can know, okay?
okay.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Martinez.
You're welcome. Thank you, Judge.
Yes, ma'am. Ms. Herrera? Right, Ms. Herrera? What's your name, please? Oh, I got it right here. I'm sorry, Jessica Flores, right? Okay, Ms. Flores. Court cause numbers 2302-001964, 2302-001965, 2006-001865, and 2008-003272, State of Texas versus Jessica Flores. Ms. Flores, please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Okay, you can put your hand down. You are Jessica Flores? Okay, Ms. Flores, you have two different jackets. We're gonna go with the first one, okay? We'll go with the oldest one. Okay, Ms. Flores, in cause number 2006-001865, you are charged with the offense of failing to display driver's license. This is alleged to have occurred on June 6, 2020 in Robstown, Nueces County, Texas. And in cause number 2008-003272, you are charged with the offense of failure to appear, alleged to have occurred on June 18, 2020 in Robstown, Nueces County, Texas. Are you aware of both of these charges? Well, on the ticket, it tells you. All right, it tells you right here on the bottom that you have to appear by a certain date. Oh, okay. Okay, Ms. Flores. So as to the charge of failing to display driver's license, alleged to have occurred on June 6, 2020 in Robstown, Nueces County, Texas. As to that charge, how do you plead? Court will accept your plea of guilty. And as to the charge of failure to appear on June 18, 2020 in Robstown, Nueces County, Texas, as to that charge, how do you plead? Court will accept your plea of guilty on both charges. I'll come back. Okay, and we'll come back to the sentencing portion in a minute. We're gonna do this one next, okay? In cause number 2302001964, you are charged with the offense of failing to control speed alleged to have occurred on or about July 16, 2023 in Robstown, Nueces County, Texas. And in cause number 2302001965, you are charged with the offense of no driver's license alleged to have occurred on the same day. Are you aware of these charges? Hold on, I got to go through the whole thing. Are you aware of these charges? And you understand them? Okay, I have to go one by one. As to the charge of failure to control speed, how do you plead? Court accepts your plea of guilty. And as to the charge of no driver's license, how do you plead? The court will accept your plea of guilty on all charges. Okay. Now we'll go to the sentencing. Ms. Lotus, are you employed? Where do you work? Okay. Okay. So more or less, how much do you make? Like a
something.
okay.
Yeah, I could probably do $100 every 2 weeks.
Okay, well, let's do this. Let me get the amounts first. Hold on real quick. I need to get the correct amounts on this. Okay, Ms. Lourdes, on the failure to control speed in cause number 2302001964, it's going to be a fine of $100. I lowered it from $195.90. Okay, and it's going to be cost of that I can't do anything about. It's $150. So that's a total of $250 on that one. What's the situation with the driver's license?
I need to go into, I just don't have time to film long.
But are you eligible to get it? Okay, you need to do that because they now know that you don't have a license. So every time they see you, they're gonna pull you over. Okay. So on the no driver's license, I'm gonna do a fine of $50 instead of $125, okay? And cost of $81. I'm gonna place you on 90 days deferred disposition, okay? That means that I'm gonna give you 90 days to pay this off. You can have, yeah, you're gonna do 3 months on this one, okay? So long as you can come in whenever you want and give the payment, so long as you pay it in 3 months. At the end of 3 months, if you're not paid in full, then you got to come talk to me so I can give you an extension. Okay, so that's on that one, okay? On these older ones, on the failure to display driver's license, I'm gonna do a fine. I'm gonna lower it from 105 to 50. But this is where it gets you, right? Because you didn't show up. And there's nothing I can do about this part. It's $201. If I could help you on that, I would, but it's because I want you to be ticket free, you know, I want you to get your license and I will help you out any way I can, but you got to stay on top of it. Okay. On the failure to appear, I'm going to lower that fine from 135 to $50 also. And cost of 204.30. If you run into any issues where you're like, you know, you lose your job or, you know, you just can't make the payments, you just come over here and just talk to us. Okay. The worst thing to do is just to ignore it because things start to accumulate. If you just come talk to us, I promise you, I will work with you. Okay. All right. If you come to the front windows, I'll take care of you. Okay. Thank you, Ms. Flores. Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
Michaela, I need you to undo your video so I can see you.
Yes, sir. One second. I have to go to the settings.
That's fine. And the other person, can you please tell me your name, ma'am? You need to unmute yourself. Michaela, I have you on here twice.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm gonna let the other device go, okay? Crystal, I think that other individual's having some issues.
Okay. Let me try to see who I can, who it was, Judge.
Okay, let me just go ahead and get started with Michaela. Court cause number 23090000055 and 23090000056, State of Texas versus Michaela Huape. Ms. Huape, please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you are Michaela Huape, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Before we get started, Ms. Huape, I need to let you know some things. Every case heard in this court is a Class C misdemeanor. You have the right to have a jury determine your guilt or innocence. You can waive your right to a trial by jury, and you can have a trial before the court, which is me. You have the right to have an attorney represent you. If you cannot afford a lawyer, one will not be appointed to you because there is no chance of jail time in these cases. But an attorney can help you understand the law, can help you understand procedure, and can help you make decisions regarding your case. If you choose to go forward without a lawyer, I have no choice but to hold you to the same standard as if you were an attorney. You also have the Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. You do not have to testify in your case against yourself. It's the state's burden to prove their case against you beyond a reasonable doubt. As you sit there today, you are innocent until proven guilty. Do you understand these rights?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Some other things I need to let you know. There are alternative means to payment if you are unable to meet your financial obligation. If I order a fine and court cost, you can request an application that you fill out, and if you qualify, I can put you on an extended payment plan. I can put you on community service, or I can do a combination of those things. If you're not a United States citizen, a plea of guilty or no contest could affect your status in the United States. If you find yourself in this situation, I strongly suggest you consult an attorney. Finally, there are consequences beyond this courtroom. For instance, if you have no insurance and you're charged with that and found guilty, you could be subject to surcharges from the state of Texas. Finally, on these charges that relate to minors, for instance, in your case, minor in possession, if you do everything successfully, you could petition the court for an expungement. Okay, that being said, Ms. Huape, you are charged with 2 offenses. The first being driving while license or driving with no license and minor in possession of alcohol, both alleged to have occurred on or about September 11, 2023 in Robstown, Nueces County, Texas. Are you aware of these charges?
Yes, sir. And I got my driver's license.
You have it now? Okay, you need to come by the court so we can get a copy of that.
I think they do, but I will.
Crystal, do we have a copy of that?
Oh, no, I'm lying, sir. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I don't believe we've gotten that copy yet, Judge.
Yeah, we just have the copy of the permit. If you bring that by the court, that'll be a compliance dismissal, Crystal.
It's gonna be a compliance dismissal. Okay, I just verified with Crystal. She did get the copy, Judge.
Okay, so we'll do a compliance dismissal on that one. Yeah, I have this one. No, but that's not, she has an actual license. Yeah, this is the permit. So Michaela, we'll still need you to bring that license so we can get a copy of that, okay?
Yes, sir.
Crystal, what's the fine on the compliance dismissal?
No driver's license is 20, I believe, Judge.
Okay, so Michaela, it'll be a $20 fine on that one, okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, and with regards to the minor in possession alleged to have occurred on September 11, 2023 in Robstown, Nueces County, Texas. As to that charge, Michaela, how do you plead?
Not guilty.
The court will accept your plea of not guilty. Michaela, if you have to have a trial on this matter, do you want it in front of a judge or in front of a jury?
Can it be in front of you?
Yeah, it'll be yeah, so. Okay, Michaela, let me make sure. Are you still at 508 Nebraska?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You'll be receiving a notice in the mail of your pretrial. It's important that you show up to that pretrial. It'll be like this on Zoom. That way you can talk to the prosecutor, okay?
Yes, sir.
And I need you to come by the court today so we can get a copy of your driver's license and you can sign off on your plea, okay?
Yes, sir.
You have any questions?
No, sir.
Okay, Michaela, I'm gonna go ahead and let you go. Thank you.
Yeah, have a great day.
You too. Okay, well, let's come back on the note, because I don't want to see the one.
Right. So, order, will be emergency. Now, it's just. That is for Order along this bottom cover, fill it out, and start with fill out all of that. Fill it out. For, they don't have to already. You don't even have to write it. Fill it out on that.
Crystal, I'm letting this girl in again.
Okay, Judge.
Anna,
Yes.
I can hear you and I can see you. We're gonna conduct it this way, that way we can get it done.
Okay.
All right, court calls number 2302002044, State of Texas versus Savannah Maria Herrera. Ms. Herrera, please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Hello? I lost her, Crystal. Crystal, she's no longer on there. Okay. We're gonna have to reset her then, because I don't know how else to do this. And I don't know how she was gonna be able to come in and sign off on her.